Hi guys, welcome back. I got another coding interview assignment for you, and this assignment is called the Decoder. And this is what the assignment is. Alright, the assignment states to write a complete program that will correctly decode a set of characters into a valid message. Your program should take a coded set of characters and print the exact message that the characters contain. The code key for this assignment is a one-for-one character substitution, based upon a single arithmetic manipulation of the printable portion of the ASCII character set. And that's pretty much what the assignment is. And I'm going to go through this assignment one more time and break down certain parts of the assignment so that you have a clear understanding of what's going on. So it first states to write a complete program that will correctly decode a set of characters into a valid message. So when we think about decoding, or pretty much just decoding characters, the first thing that may pop into your mind would be the ASCII table. Now, for those of you who don't know what the ASCII table is, I talked about it in my previous video, and it's basically a table that's used to map numbers to characters. All right, so let's continue. Your program should take a coded set of characters and print the exact message that the characters contain. Let's move along. The code key for this assignment is a one-for-one character substitution based on a single arithmetic manipulation. All right, so this means that the characters are going to be substituted. So what's going to happen is that we're going to get a character set, and for each character within that character set, we have to substitute a character with another character. And the way that we're going to be doing that is by using a single arithmetic manipulation, which is definitely going to be very important when it comes to resolving or completing this particular assignment. So to just read over this again, the code key for this assignment is a one-for-one character substitution based upon a single arithmetic manipulation of the printable portion of the ASCII character set. Now, in order to break this down a little bit more clear, I've created some bullet points here. The assignment breakdown. So, the first thing I read in the assignment was that we have to decode a set of characters into a message. So if I were to just summarize everything that we have to do into just one line, it would basically be to decode a set of characters into a message. Another thing is that there's going to be a one-to-one substitution of each character. So when you pass in a character, that character is going to be substituted for another character. And the last bullet point that I have here is that the correct characters in the message is based on a single arithmetic manipulation. So that substitution is going to be based on some type of arithmetic manipulation. And I'm going to show you that in the next couple of slides. Okay. To continue this assignment breakdown, when I was given this assignment, these are the two things that came with the assignment. So basically, there will be an input and then there will be an output. So we have to write a program that takes these three character sets as input and write code that would convert or decode these character sets into this message output here. So this first character set will be equivalent to this first message here, second character set, the second message, and the third character set to this third message that you see here. And we have to go about write a program that would decode this character set into these three messages. All right. So one thing that's going to be very helpful here is going to be the ASCII table. As I said before, I've talked about it in one of my previous videos, and it's basically used to map numbers to characters. So as you can see here, for all these characters, they're associated with a decimal value, and this is going to be pretty helpful when we go about finding the solution for this particular assignment. Alright, so to continue this assignment breakdown, the first thing that we need to do is understand the relationship between the input and the output. That is the key. So what I have here, I have input of just one character set, and then I have an output associated with that particular character set. So this is going to be this output is going to be the message that is decoded from this character set here. And another thing I wanted to know is that the correct characters in the message is based on a single arithmetic manipulation. And I'm going to show you what that arithmetic manipulation is. So let's first start off with a portion of that ASCII table that I showed you in the previous slide. All right. So the first thing we need to do is figure out the relationship between this input and output. So let's just take the first character. As I said, this is a character set, so this one is going to be a character, okay? And the output that we're supposed to get is going to be a star or an asterisk. Okay, so if we look down here at this ASCII table, you're going to see the character 1 right here. This is the character 1. And the character 1 is associated with the decimal value of 49, okay? But you're probably wondering, how do we get this star here or this asterisk here? Well, if you look here, you'll realize that we see an asterisk up here, and the value or the decimal for this asterisk is 42. Now, what's happening is that whenever we pass in 1, we have to get stars. So that means that whenever this character is passed into our program, we have to grab the decimal value and then subtract 7 in order to get the character of an asterisk. So just like I was saying, the substitution of the character is going to be based on an arithmetic manipulation. Okay, so what's going to happen is that we're going to once again take this character 1, we're going to find the decimal value associated with this character 1, and then from that decimal value we're going to subtract 7, and then we're going to have our 42. Once we get 42, we have to then find the character associated with 42, in which we would get this star here. And that's pretty much how it works. Now, what you see here is just a formula that I came up with that would properly show you how to get the decoded character decimal. So basically the formula would be the character decimal minus 7 equals the decoded character decimal. And then from this decoded character decimal, you'll be able to reference the character that you're looking for. And this can pretty much be looked up by using the ASCII table. All right, so hopefully you guys understand exactly what's going on in this particular assignment. And I'm actually going to go and walk you through this. So let's get right to the code. All right, guys, so we're going to jump right into the coding portion of this video. And what I'm going to be doing here is actually showing you how to go about decoding a character set into the valid message. Basically what I showed you in the PowerPoint presentation. So let's just first of all, let's zoom in first actually. And the first thing that we're going to do is just write a little comment explaining what we're going to be doing. So we're going to just be decoding a character set into a message. Okay, so I already have the character set here. As you can see, this is the character set for each one of the characters. If you don't have this, I will post it in the description, so don't worry about typing all this in. I will post it in the description just in case you guys want to follow along. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is actually write a method that's going to decode this character set. That's the first thing that we need to do. So we're going to go right here below this main method and start writing our method. Public static string decode char set. And then this method is actually going to be taking in a character line. So string char line, just like that. Okay. Alright, so the first thing that we want to do is actually create an array of the bytes within this string right here. We need an array. Alright, a byte array. So we're going to go bytes, or we can just say character bytes, char bytes, and we want to set this equal to char line dot get bytes. Now, what this line is doing is basically it's just going to be an array that stores the converted character decimal values, pretty much. So it's a byte array that stores the converted, well, not the, yeah, the converted char decimal values. Alright, so basically what this means is that if you remember from that ASCII table that I showed you, every character here is associated with a number, a numeric value. So basically what this is doing, it's taking this character line that we're passing in to this method, and then it's just getting the bytes, and then it's assigning it to this char byte array. So this char byte array is now going to contain an array list of every number associated with the characters in this string. So for example, the character 1 is associated with a particular numeric value. The character J is associated with another numeric value. The K is associated with another numeric value, and so on. So basically we're just simply creating an array list that holds all of, yeah, pretty much it's just going to be an array list that holds the numeric value of each one of these characters. Alright, so the next thing that we want to do is create ourselves an empty array, a decoded array, and this is going to go byte array decoded, and basically this is just going to be an array that holds the decoded numeric values. So hopefully this makes sense to you guys. Oh, okay. So char bytes dot length. Okay. All right. So basically, what's happening here is that we're creating an array that will contain byte length. All right. So what we have here is just simply an empty decoded array, and inside of this decoded array, we don't have anything in this decoded array yet, but we are setting a size of this array. So basically it's going to be an empty array, but this array is going to consist of a certain number of slots where we can place which we can place the numeric values of our converted of the converted characters after we go about and convert them. All right. Now, the next thing that we want to do is actually create a loop, and this loop is actually going to be iterating through each one of the character bytes here. So as I said before, we're taking in this character line. This character line is going to be converted to an array, and this array is going to consist of each one of the numeric values associated with each one of the characters of the string that is passed in. All right, so we want to create a loop for int I equals 0. I is lesser than bytes dot length, or character bytes actually, char bytes dot length, and then I plus plus. All right, so we're going to be iterating through this character bytes array, and what we're going to be doing is assigning the elements of the decoded value, decoded at position I, and then what we want to do is set this equal to decode char, which is going to be a method that we're going to be creating. And then here we just want to pass in bytes at position I. So basically what we're going to be doing is, for each one of the chars that are in this character bytes array, we're going to call another method which is actually going to subtract 7 from the current byte for the current byte that we're actually on in this char bytes array. Char bytes at position I. Alright, so let's go ahead and create our method. Create method decode char, which you can see, which was auto-generated here. And just like I said in my PowerPoint presentation, what we're going to be doing is subtracting 7 from the current number that is passed in here. So if you pass in a character, this character is going to be converted to a numeric value, and then that numeric value is going to have to subtract 7 and then grab the character associated with that with the current number that you're in minus 7, pretty much. Okay, so basically we're just going to do this. Okay, let's actually name this char byte. Let's name that char byte. Char byte. All right, and then after that we just want to go char byte, and we want to set this equal to byte, and then we want to go char byte minus 7. All right, and we're pretty much just going to return char byte. This is pretty straightforward. So basically this is going to be the decoded numeric value of a passed in numeric value. So that's pretty much it for the decode char method, and hopefully this makes sense to you guys. I can go over it once more. So basically what we have here is a decoded char method. This decoded char method is going to take in a char byte. Now this char byte that we're passing in is going to be the byte associated with the original byte that we have, char byte at position I. And what's going to happen is that we're going to take in that byte, and then we're going to subtract 7. After we subtract 7, we're then going to get the decoded value, which is ultimately going to return us the correct character to properly decode the message that has been passed in. All right, so we're pretty much done with this method, and then we want to go right back up to decode character set, or decode char set, this method, and then we just want to go string st equals new string and then decoded, okay, and then simply return st. So what's actually happening here is that we're taking in this decoded array that we have here, and basically we're converting it, you know, to a string, and then we will print out the new string after we pass in the decoded array, pretty much. So let's see. Yeah, so basically after this loop has been completed, it's going to exit the loop, and then we're going to have a fully populated decoded array, which will consist of the decoded character after we initially passed in the bytes from here. So we're going to pass in this byte. This is going to be a character. It's going to be converted to a number, and then that number is going to be passed here. And then this decode char is actually going to decode this by subtracting 7 for each one of the character bytes in this, within this loop. And then from there, we're simply just decoding or converting the numeric values back to a character value with this here. And then ultimately we're just simply returning a string. And that's pretty much it. The only thing we have to do now is actually go up here to this main method and then go sys out decode character set char line 1, and then we want to do this for each one of the lines. Okay, 2 and then 3. And this is pretty much it, you know. So let's go ahead and run this application, see what we get. Alright, so this is the decoded, these are the decoded characters that we have here. CDC is the trademark of the Control Data Corporation. IBM is a trademark of the International Business Machine Corporation. And DEC is a trademark of the Digital Equipment Corporation. So as you can see, these characters have been decoded and translated into this message. So that's how you would go about writing a program that decodes a character set into a message. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video if you've learned something from here. Also, don't forget to subscribe. And see you in the next one.